There's no question that one of the worst nightmares for any producer, artist, or engineer is when this happens. So you've recorded the perfect vocal, maybe yourself, or maybe a singer. You listen to it after the fact and you discover this.
Only want to lift you higher. I wanna be the one who...
The dreaded click. But don't panic, in this video I'm going to show you how to get rid of all these clicks without even using one single plugin, and I promise you it's extremely easy. I have to say this video was inspired by an Instagram reel that I did recently, and I realized that so many seasoned Cubase users that have been using Cubase for 15 years and so on and so forth, they didn't know that this was possible. These clicks, why could they happen? They could happen because of a CPU overload. They could happen because of a DPC spike on Windows. I've talked about this in my video when I made some suggestions to Microsoft on what to improve on Windows. It could happen because of a faulty cable. It could happen for millions of reasons. But the thing is, they're common. They happen. And most of the times when these things happen, most people tend to panic. They tend to reach out for a de-click plugin. And this is all fine. Most of the times, the de-click plugins work amazingly well. But one, they're very expensive. Two, if you use them in real time, they're very CPU intensive and they introduce latency. And three, if you want to take your audio to another application, do the processing and come back to Cubase or your DAW, then this takes a lot of time and many errors can happen throughout this process. So let me show you how you do this in Cubase without any plugins, and I'm gonna talk a little bit about what happens with other DAWs as well. So here's our audio here, here's our vocal.
Only want to lift you higher. I wanna be the one who...
Okay, so we have our click right here. So let me show you how easily you can get rid of this click. What I like to do is I like to open my audio in the sample editor. So hit enter and here we are in our sample editor right here. And what I like to do sometimes is I like to press Option and Enter. In my case, this opens the full size sample editor. And because I know that some of you are going to ask, if you go to key commands, the key command is Open Sample Editor. And in my case, I have the shortcut Option and the return key. And here we are in our sample editor. Now I'm going to zoom in quite a bit. As much as I can, so I can expose, there we go, these clicks. See, so here are our clicks right here. As you can see, there are irregularities in the waveform. Now, all you need to do to fix this is literally grab your pencil tool right here. This is the draw tool in Cubase. And all I want you to do is just draw these gaps, okay? In between, like this. You don't have to be very precise. And as you can see, I have a second click right here. This was actually a more complex one. That was the first one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw this as well, like this. So before, I'm going to undo a few times. There you go. And after. Now let's play back our vocal again.
Only want to lift you higher. I want to be the one who...
And I'm going to undo so that we can hear what we've done.
Only want to lift you higher. I wanna be the one who... Only want to lift you higher. I wanna be the one who...
Super clean, no clicks at all. So this is how you do it. If this is enough for you, you can stop watching. But let me show you something that's very, very important when you do this thing. And this is the number one question that I got on my Instagram post. Does this work on other DAWs apart from Cubase? And I have to say that I was under the impression that this was possible on every DAW. Granted, I always do this in Cubase because I like Cubase the most, and when it comes to audio editing, Cubase and Pro Tools, in my opinion, are the top DAWs out there. But let me tell you what I found. So it sounds that this is not possible in Ableton Live. I've seen many reports on their forums and people are asking for this, but I don't think this is implemented unless it was added on 12, but I haven't checked yet, I have to admit. The second thing is Logic. Logic can do this. Actually, an Instagram user gave me a very interesting insight, and basically in Logic you can do this, but once you do this, then this is baked into the audio file. So it's a destructive process, which is, in my opinion, terrible. I would never tamper with my original audio file, because if you make a mistake while you're drawing, then you might make the file even worse. You should be able to go back. What I want to show you, and that's why I want you to keep watching, is that this is not the case in Cubase. So in Cubase, if I select this audio file, now that we did all these changes, and I press F7, this will bring up the direct offline processing. And check what we have here. I have the drawing that I did, and if I want, I can just disable it or completely undo it. So let's play it. And now let's disable the processing. I get the clicks back, see? That's the brilliant thing with Cubase. It never works in a destructive way. When you do something, it just creates another file in the background, so you can always go back to the previous file. And another thing that you can do, if you want to use a declick plugin, you can go here and add your declick plugin. I have RX10 in this case. I'm going to click on it, and you see that again, I can see that my click is gone now. But if I want to disable it at any point, I can just disable the RX10 declick, and I'm back to my original file, because sometimes declick plugins can introduce artifacts. It's rare and algorithms get better and better, but it can happen, and it's always useful to be able to go back. As far as I know, Pro Tools is able to do this, but if you ask me, whenever I encounter a click, I just do this. I go inside the waveform, I grab my pencil tool, and I just connect the dots. This is all I need to do. I don't even need to load a plugin and do the offline process. This is so easily done in Cubase that there's really no reason to go and use plugins unless you have like hundreds of clicks in your recordings. In this case, I would probably re-record the part if I had the option. By the way, this has been in Cubase for like, I don't know, 15 years now. So I really wanted to make a video so that I can show you this amazing thing that you can do, so that now you also know as well. If this video helped you and you want to support the channel, use the super thanks button, or you can check out my instruments, the Modern 80s Kit Max or the Apollo expansion for Patch Shop. And my friends, if you enjoyed this video, you might also enjoy this video and this video. Let me know, did you know about this? Cubase is awesome, isn't it? See you in the next video, my friends. Bye bye.